movies for black girl nerds.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm your host, Ryanne Bennett. Welcome to season 2, episode 5 of the Batwoman recap. Here we go. We're going to keep it going all season. I am so excited to dive into this episode because finally I feel like it wasn't whoa Ryan Wilder. You know what I mean? Like she finally got to kind of step up and kind of take charge and like, hey, I'm not going to take this anymore. This needs to be the Bat team. We got all this cool stuff this episode. So I feel like it's very slow, but it feels like it's finally coming into this is her bad suit. This is her world now. So yeah, I love her taking that agency over, the moments that we've had so far of her not, she got to find a job, she got to find a place to stay, this felony thing holding over her head. So this episode is getting us baby steps into a direction that we want to see for the badass Ryan Wilder in this bat suit. So yeah, this is cool. This episode, by the way, is called Gore on Canvas for very obvious reasons when you check out this episode. So here we go. Let's go ahead and break this down. I'm going to try to break this down by characters here as we're getting more and more into the plots and fleshing these characters out a little bit more. I want to start with, in no particular order, but I want to kind of start with this moment because for you guys know, for the past couple episodes, I've been talking about how I feel like I'm ready for Luke to finally come out and embrace Ryan a little bit more. Like I know he's still feeling on the Kate Kane trail and really missing her, but I was waiting for that moment. So I love we get a cool rooftop moment at Wayne Enterprises of them kind of sharing their crow stories, and we'll kind of get into why they were talking about the crows and what goes down with that. But I love how they finally kind of have this moment of they both have had bad interactions with the crows, and they also have another moment as well where Ryan really calls him out as Batwoman is like, hey, I'm tired of trying to prove myself to you. So we need to kind of work as a team. So I kind of want to do that off the top because I've been waiting for these moments where Luke gets caught out a little bit. Like we understand he's loyal, but hey, you got another Batwoman in the suit. So I thought that was important to call out. Also, got to do a shout out for Mary. Mary always coming through on the Batwoman team here. She's kind of always torn in the middle of everything. She's still there for Kate Kane. That was her sister, obviously, but she's definitely embraced Ryan. By the way, had her looking flawless and fly with the makeup and the dress for this party she had to go to with art collectors. We'll get back to the party and everything as well in a minute. We go to the Batwoman section. But yeah, I want to give Mary a shout out. Also to tie in Luke as well in this moment here. I love the way he came in with the object that she was going to take to the art collector party. And he was like speechless by how gorgeous and everything Ryan Wilder looks. So that was also a cool moment, cool episode to kind of throw him off his game. Because Luke always tries to keep it all together and not show anything. So I thought that was a dope moment as well. So yeah, shout out to the Bat team. Had their kind of cool moments here. Now let's go into Sophie. Sophie, is still on. She found out how much Kate Kane loved her, and she's still very much on the train of okay, we gotta find her. We gotta find her and Jake are pulling the crows and everywhere they can to try to figure out this new hint and this new clue they have to where Kate is. So Sophie has a lot of interactions, what I think is very interesting with Ryan Wilder actually in the Batwoman suit. And as opposed to just trying to go and arrest Ryan Wilder as she's done as a crow. So that was very interesting. They basically end up interacting because they found out this painting, this Napier painting, is what Kate was going after. As we kind of are building the pieces of why Kate may have been at Koryana, where Sophia is the island, where Sophia is the queen. So this is another little piece in that. Basically, Sophie is like, okay, well, I'm going to try to get Batwoman to help me. I think I can appeal to her. Let's get let's get this partnership going. So we get a lot of kind of cool, interesting interactions with her, but it kind of ends on a sour note because we'll figure out exactly what the crows did. But Sophie is very much trying to fight for the crows. She's been a part of the crows for a while now, and so there's a little ins and outs that she understands. But Batwoman is like, look, if they can't get their loose rules under control, if this what you think is how they're going to get justice done, I can't work with you. So that partnership kind of comes and ends very quickly. So it's going to be very interesting to see if it comes back together, if Sophie ever figures out that Ryan Wilder's Batwoman. We all know how that goes down. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just thought that was a cool interaction. Now let's get to Alice. Remember, I told you this was going to be, I was very interested in how this Alice Ocean thing was going to go down. So apparently, both Alice and Ocean have these memories of each other, but they can't remember anything. Like every time they touch each other, some kind of flashback comes back. So that's crazy. So Sophia definitely did some kind of mind workers or something going on with them, because she has both of them chasing each other, well, so to speak, because we find out that Ocean is actually Sophia's brother. So, okay, not big of a shock there that somebody in charge of all these assassins trying to have her brother killed or trying to get him back to the island for some reason or whatever. So, there you go with that. Also, Alice and Ocean make kind of a cool assassin couple. Like, do you say that kind of stuff? But I don't know. I guess we're saying it. That's what's happening about Batwoman right now. So they make this very interesting couple. So it's kind of old photo. We're kind of seeing where that goes. They ended up kicking the ass of these bad guys that come in, which is crazy, like in a matter of a couple seconds, and end up taking off, leaving. Who knows where they're going? We do figure out that they have the actual real Napier painting, that the map for Coriana that everybody's been going throughout this whole episode trying to find. So we leave with that little nugget with them too. So it's gonna be crazy to see where this goes. All right, so let me go back up to the whole star of the show, Batwoman, Ryan Wilder herself, to kind of break down a little bit more of the plot and what was going on for this episode. So let me start off with Jake Kane in this a little bit too, because this is how Batwoman kind of got intermixed with Working with the Crows for this episode. Jake starts off the beginning, figuring out that there is a painting that can kind of lead from Coriana. He kind of steps on Batwoman's toes, and both of them trying to find the same lead that links back to Sophia, one of her goons or whatever, coming out trying to start something or killing another lead that he had. So, like I said, Jake and Sophie are very much on the train of, they got to figure out what happened to Kate King. They know she's on this island. They got to figure out how to get there. They got to get this map. They got to figure out the painting she was looking after. So that's a lot of the key things that they keep bringing up. They keep going after to find these clues. We also get a cool very cute Angelique. Her, by the way, if you guys remember, her ex is back, so we get an Angelique Ryan moment. Angelique is up making breakfast, and we figure out that Ryan did 18 months because she was trying to protect Angelique, trying to get her away from drugs. Apparently, Angelique was strung out on drugs, and that's when her whole story with the crows started picking up, because the crows grabbed her, basically trying to frame her, basically thinking that those drugs were her, I guess I should say, because she had the drugs on her. So that whole story went down. So how you feel, kind of mixed feelings about the ex. I mean, it's a cute story they have. They kind of been there for each other, but this 18 months has hugely affected Ryan, as we all know. So it's going to be interesting to see where this go. One thing I did appreciate is Angelique pointing out that Ryan had this, the wound that we know about from the kryptonite piercing through the bat suit. So I'm glad somebody was finally telling Ryan, hey, you need to go get this looked at, go get it checked. So she does have, show Angelique does care for her. So that is their factor there. Another way that Angelique comes through is we see Ryan having to sneak in. That's why she got all dressed up and cute and fly and everything. She has to sneak into this art collector party, and this guy named Evan, who we'll find out is Wolf Spider, is the new, it was a kind of new character they were adding here, which is cool, like a cool little take that kind of pull us from some of the main plots they keep going throughout these episodes. But anyway, before we find out he's Wolf Spider, Evan shows up. He's kind of like the main person of this party, huge in the art collector industry. He's not letting Ryan in. He's about to bust her for everything's going down. So we see Angelique come through, and she still has some drugs in her bag that kind of leads to getting her through this party. So we want to know what's going on there. It's like, okay, girl, people doing 18 months and stuff for you. You ain't walked away from the stuff, but we'll see where it goes there. She does get Ryan into party, so we're kind of letting that glide, letting that slide for right now. So they're both in the party here. And so Ryan ends up having to, compartmentalize. She has the crows on one side because she's working with Sophie to get throughout this party, because the main goal, she's also got Luke and Mary, because, they're still trying to find Kate. So she's working with both these people in her ears as she's going through this party, trying to get this Napier painting. And so basically, it's about, this painting is based on the Joker killing the guy, spilling the blood all over the painting. But they also reveal that the blood is on top of a map that is going to take them to Coriana. So, kind of a little interesting twist there, them bringing in the Joker. So we have all that kind of unfolding here. They ended up figuring all this out, that she goes to the bathroom to change in the Batwoman suit. While she's changing into the Batwoman suit, we see her kind of wince in the mirror. So we're like, oh God, the pain and stuff has come back. She's not actually healed like we thought in the beginning, because she goes to see Mary to kind of get the injury looked at, the wound looked at, because Angelique calls her out. And we're thinking, okay, she's fine. She's maybe took a little bit of antibiotics, some medicine or whatever. She's good to go. No, she's still wincing in pain, makes it fighting with the guy Evan, who we find out is Wolf Spider, because he comes and nabs the painting while she's getting dressed. So we see all her combat and fighting and everything, and it's very hard. She's falling all over the place. You see her wincing a lot. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a problem. It's definitely something going on with this wound. So when she's kind of out for the count, and she tells Sophie to get the rest of the crows to go after Wolf Spider because he's taking a painting, he's off on the loose. This is where we come into question about the crows' morals and one of the things that Ryan continues to point out, as far as she doesn't like working with the crows, because as Batwoman is trying to catch up, Sophie has these two crows go after him, and they end up hitting Wolf Spider, aka Evan, with the car. So, could have killed him, could have knocked him out, but Batwoman ends up getting enough time to get there to save him. But it's just, again, this clash that keeps going on, and it's different because you remember Kate Kane, that's her dad. She always wanted to work with the crows, but no, this is a new Batwoman in town. So it's not going down like that. So it's very interesting to see all these players continue to clash with Batwoman, because she wants to stay away from him. Before season 1, it was always about, okay, Batwoman trying to work with the crows, trying to get them to see that she's on their side. Ryan's like, I don't want no part of y'all. I know what y'all doing, so back off, back away. I don't want anything to do. So it's very interesting the way this new dynamic is going out with the crows here, and kind of how it's like slowly dismantling this empire, or this form of justice that they have. Is going to be interesting as we continue to go throughout this series. So at the end of the day, Evan Wolf Spider ends up being okay, but that's when we kind of figure out, through Mary and through what's going down, that is not a real it was not a real Napier painting. And like I said before, Alice and Ocean now have the real Napier painting, it seems. So we're going to see where it goes with that. But yeah, like I said, I really appreciate this episode for how Ryan was able to step out, and it was more like she was in control, and she was calling people out for questioning her and not being part of her team and what she's going to stand for. You get to really see her values and her morals and what she stands for and what she wants Batwoman to represent for her. So I want that to keep going. I hope we continue this train, because for a while it was very much of, okay, well, how much can Ryan take? What else we're going to keep adding? Javicia Leslie does a fantastic job playing this, because I feel like she's kind of in a box right now, as far as, playing between this world of, there's still people on Kate Kane's side. There's still, we got to embrace this new Ryan Wilder a lot of people don't know about. So it's going to be very interesting as we continue to go throughout this dynamic, and I'm going to be so excited to continue to talk to you guys about it. Also, I got to mention, we got season 3 coming, so it's no telling where this could go, with the season finale is going to end up being like. But yeah, I'm going to keep being here and ranting and venting with you, because yeah, we got to keep going through this season. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I will see you back for episode 6. We'll see what's going down. Bye, guys.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.